And let me swear you in real quick, Mr. Pham. Raise your right hand for me, please.
Yes,
Do
sir.
you swear affirm to the best of your knowledge, skill, and training that you would translate these proceedings here today?
I do, Your Honor.
Thank you. You can put your hand down, Mr. Vo.
Anh Tài bỏ tay xuống đi.
Mr. Vo, can you hear and understand the interpreter?
Anh Tài, anh có nghe, anh có hiểu tôi nói không?
Anh nói tiếng Việt thì tôi hiểu, nói tiếng Anh tôi không hiểu.
Ok, tôi nói tiếng Việt anh hiểu không?
Hiểu.
Yes, sir, I do.
Mr. Vo, this is your first appearance proceeding before the Magistrate Court of Clayton County.
Anh Tài, đây là cái đầu tiên, cái lần đầu tiên anh ra trước mặt tòa của Clayton, okay?
I am Brad Gardner, and I'm the Magistrate Court Judge here today.
Tên tôi là Brad Gardner, tôi là chủ tọa của cái phiên tòa này.
I'm here to tell you that you've been charged with one count of battery.
Nay để tôi nói cho anh biết là anh bị công tố về cái tội mà ấu đả, anh đánh người ta.
Tôi có nói lại được không? Tôi nói lại
nếu hôm nay là chúng tôi phạt anh về công tố về cái tội là ấu đả, cái tội mà đánh lộn.
Mấy tôi nói nghe là tại tôi là cha, thằng kia nó con, nó nghe là tôi nó lấy đồ nó điện hết, nó là chủ nhà, nó có quyền nó làm hậu hỏi anh nói gì rồi tôi thoải mái được, rồi tôi ấy nó sầu nó làm tôi bấy tay chừng nó làm tùm lum la chứ, nhiều khi nó dốc cho cảnh sát để cảnh sát bắt tôi.
Your Honor, he's trying to explain what's going on. Can I ask him to stop that?
Yes, that was gonna. I don't even want to hear the translation for what he just said.
Right.
Would you please tell him that these proceedings are being recorded, and I'm here just to give him some basic information.
Anh Tài, hôm nay á, là những cái chi tiết mà anh đánh lộn đó là chúng tôi không có muốn nghe, không phải hôm nay là để nghe những cái vụ đó, chi tiết đó sẽ tính sau những cái vụ tòa sau. Hôm nay á, là tôi chỉ là giải thích cho anh những cái quyền lợi của anh và trong tòa cái thủ tục trong tòa là làm sao nha.
I will allow him to ask questions at the end if he have any, but I would not discuss the facts of this case.
Bây giờ đó là anh sẽ được hỏi khi mà tôi giải thích những cái điều khoản trong tòa cho anh xong, rồi anh hỏi, nhưng mà anh không, trong lúc mà tôi giải thích đó, là anh nghe cho tới khi nào mà tôi trình bày xong rồi anh mới được hỏi, ok? Yes.
Yeah.
Your bond will be set at $5,000.
Cái tiền mà tại ngoại hầu tra của anh nó là 5.000 đồng.
You may post that bond by cash, commercial, or property.
Thì cái tiền đó là anh có thể là đóng bằng tiền mặt hoặc là bằng nhà cửa, tài sản của anh nếu anh có, hoặc là mướn cái người mà người ta cái công ty mà bond đó.
You can pay the entire amount of the bond in cash to the sheriff who will hold it until your case is over.
Rồi cái số tiền 5.000 đồng đó là anh có thể đưa cho cái sheriff sẽ giữ cái tiền đó cho anh cho tới khi mà cái kê của anh xong.
When your case is over, the sheriff will return the money to you.
Khi mà anh ra tòa quyết cái kê của anh xong, cái 5.000 đồng đó là trả lại cho anh.
You can also post bond by commercial, which commonly is known as using a bonding company.
Rồi anh có thể, ngoài nếu anh không có 5.000 đó thì là anh có thể nhờ những cái công ty mà nó là bonding, người ta sẽ ứng cái tiền đó cho anh.
Bonding company will charge you a fee to post your bond.
Nhưng mà khi mà nhờ những cái công ty mà để mà post cái bond cho anh đó, người ta sẽ trả cái tiền fee.
The fee is normally between 10 and 12% of the bond amount.
Cái tiền fee đó thường là khoảng 10 tới 12% cái tiền bond của anh.
The fee that you pay to the bonding company is non-refundable.
Thì cái tiền phí đó là mình không có lấy lại được.
You can also use property to post a bond.
Ngoài ra nếu mà trường hợp mà anh mà có tài sản, anh có dùng tài sản của anh thì anh có thể dùng nó để mà thế cho cái tiền bond.
The property will need to have a net equity at least 3 times the bond amount.
Thì cái tài sản của anh đó là giá trị là phải bằng là từ 15.000 trở lên thì anh mới được dùng, tức là gấp 3 lần cái tiền bond.
The sheriff's company will place a lien on the property.
Rồi khi mà anh đặt cái tài sản anh lên đó thì cái sheriff đó là họ sẽ để cái tiền bond đó là trong cái để một cái lien đó ở trong căn nhà của anh.
And when your case is over, they will remove the lien.
Rồi cho tới khi mà cái kê của anh ra tòa mà giải quyết xong xuôi đó thì là người ta sẽ bỏ cái lien đó ra.
You will have a special condition on your bond to stay away from son Tony vote.
Nhưng mà trong lúc mà anh tại ngoại hầu cha đó thì là bắt buộc là anh phải xa lánh cái người mà tên con trai của anh là son Tony Vũ. Anh không có được gần nó.
If you were to violate this bond condition, you could face additional felony charges.
Thì nếu mà trường hợp trong lúc tại ngoại hầu cha mà anh mà vi phạm cái đó là anh sẽ bị phạt và về cái tội hình sự nữa đó.
Your bond could be revoked and you could remain in jail until the end of
Thì
your
lúc
case.
đó là cái số tiền mà bond đó là tôi sẽ lấy lại và tôi sẽ hủy bỏ cái điều khoản đó và anh sẽ bị vô tù lại đó.
Do you understand the stay away provision?
Đó, anh có hiểu chưa?
Tôi có hỏi anh được không?
Can I ask the question chứ?
Yes.
Rồi hỏi đi.
Tôi nói bây giờ tôi kể cái chuyện con á, ví dụ tôi bệnh hoạn, tôi không đi bác sĩ hay là đi nhà thương á, đáng lẽ nó làm con nó phải chở, nó thích kè tôi, cái này nó không thích kè tôi phải nhờ chị tôi chở tôi đi. Hỏi anh cái đó làm gì đúng không mà nó làm đủ chuyện như vậy?
Just he didn't ask the question. He just try to tell you what's going on. I mean, like he was saying, I have a son and I'm sick, and he's supposed to help me out, and then
Hold on.
that's what
no, I understand. I just don't want to hear the facts. Just remind him this is not the time to hear the facts of his case.
Là những cái chi tiết đó là tôi chưa có nghe được đâu. Tôi chỉ những cái điều đó anh giữ lại để những cái kỳ tòa sau thì anh mới nói nha. Hôm nay chúng tôi không có nghe những cái nội dung của anh với lại con anh. Ok.
Ask if he would like for me to appoint a lawyer for him.
Ok, bây giờ anh có muốn tôi giúp đỡ anh cung cấp cho anh một cái luật sư công không?
Cái đó mà có tốn tiền tôi đâu có đi làm đâu. Tôi bệnh tôi đâu có làm.
Thì cái luật I don't have money to pay him because I'm sick. I don't have money.
I can provide a lawyer for free.
Cái luật sư mà tôi cử cho anh đó là không có tốn tiền nha. Yes sir.
I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you.
Ok, vậy tôi sẽ cho một luật sư để mà giúp anh mà anh không có cần phải trả đồng nào hết. Ok.
You will have a preliminary hearing date set for May 10th at 8:30 in the morning.
Rồi cái lần tòa tới của anh đó là 10 tây tháng 5. You say 8:30 in the morning, John? So?
Yes sir. Yes sir.
8 giờ 30 sáng. Ok, 8 giờ 30 sáng ngày 10 tháng 5. Ok.
That date will get waived upon your bonding out and you will receive a new court date in the mail.
Rồi nếu mà trường hợp mà anh được tại ngoại hầu tra đó thì người ta sẽ cho anh một cái phiên tòa khác, ok?
Finally, I have to advise you of certain rights.
Đó thì tôi đã cung cấp cho anh biết về cái điều khoản những cái quyền lợi của anh đó.
Chưa hỏi lại cái đó là 10 giờ sáng thứ năm hả?
I want to ask you, is that May 10, 8:30?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Đúng rồi, ngày 10 tây tháng 5 nha. Nhưng anh nghe nha, 10 tây tháng 5 lúc 8:30. Yes, sir.
8:30 hả?
You have the following rights to the presumption of innocence.
Thì ở trong cái lúc mà đi ra tòa đó là anh được có quyền là anh không có tội gì hết.
That's why we don't discuss the facts of your case.
Nó thành thử là mình không có bàn về vấn đề cái kê của anh bữa nay.
You have the right to an indictment by a grand jury for most felonies or by accusation for misdemeanors.
Rồi anh được quyền là những cái phiên tòa đó người ta có thể công tố anh bằng cái bồi thẩm đoàn hoặc là người ta làm như vậy.
You have the right to a speedy and public trial by jury.
Rồi anh được quyền là đi ra tòa nhanh chóng để giải quyết cái vấn đề của anh bằng bồi thẩm đoàn. Anh nghe nè.
I'm not done yet.
Tôi chưa xong, anh nghe nè.
To see, hear and question witnesses who are called to testify against you.
Rồi lúc mà đi ra tòa đó là anh được quyền là chất vấn những cái nhân chứng nó công tố anh.
To compel the attendance of witnesses to testify on your behalf.
Rồi anh được quyền yêu cầu những người đi ra tòa để mà làm nhân chứng giúp đỡ anh.
To testify on your own behalf or offer evidence in your own defense.
Rồi cái lúc đó là anh có thể ra đó, anh có thể ra nói cái án của anh, lúc đó là cái cơ hội để anh sẽ trình bày cho tòa biết.
Mr. Pham, you were buffering for a second. Would you just repeat that?
Khi mà đi ra tòa đó là anh được quyền, có thể là anh được quyền chống án, dùng những cái nhân chứng và bằng chứng để giúp đỡ anh.
Finally, you have the right to an attorney and I've appointed one to represent you.
Và cuối cùng là anh được quyền có một luật sư và tôi đã cung cấp cho anh một luật sư công, không có tốn tiền.
Now, Mr. Vo, this is a time to ask me questions as long as you're not discussing the facts of your case.
Ok, bây giờ đó tôi nói xong rồi, anh được quyền hỏi, nhưng mà tôi không muốn nghe những cái chi tiết về cái, anh có thắc mắc gì anh hỏi, nhưng mà tôi không có muốn nghe những cái chi tiết về cái kê của anh.
Muốn hỏi là ví dụ bây giờ bữa nay tôi có về được không? Tôi về rồi tôi ở đâu hay sao?
Anh hỏi sao? Anh hỏi là bây giờ anh có về được không hả?
Tôi về rồi tôi ở đâu?
I want to ask you a question. Can I get out of jail? And when I get out of jail, where do I live? Where do I stay?
So the stay away provision is not located, scratch that. The stay away provision is regarding staying away from your son. It doesn't prevent you from staying at any location where your son is not staying.
Anh về đó thì cái luật là anh về là anh ở đâu, ở đâu cũng được, miễn là anh không cần con trai anh thôi.
Nhưng mà hỏi nữa, ví dụ tôi về tôi lấy đồ tôi đem đi được không?
Can I get my personal belonging so I can move out?
Yes, as you're bonding out, make arrangements with the sheriff's department so that you can obtain your things.
Rồi được, cái khi mà anh mà tại ngoại hầu tra đó thì anh nói với lại cái người sheriff đó là anh nói nhờ người ta thì người ta sẽ dẫn anh tới cái nhà đó, anh lấy đồ của anh ra.
Chừng nào tôi có hầu tra?
When can I bail out?
This information will be provided to the sheriff's department today by me, but I have to wait until I'm done with this hearing.
Dạ. Những cái chi tiết á, là người cảnh sát ở trong tù á, người ta sẽ cung cấp cho anh. Tôi sẽ cung cấp cho cảnh sát biết, rồi cảnh sát sẽ thông báo cho anh biết sau. Ok.
Bây giờ tôi sao chuyện nào biết tôi đại hả sao?
Anh nói sao?
Nói bây giờ chừng nào tôi mới về cảnh sát chở lấy đồ.
I wanted to know when can I get out of the jail, so can I go back to get my belonging?
I will repeat, as you're bonding out, make an appointment through the sheriff's department so that a police officer can be present
Đó,
and
thì
you can obtain your things.
khi mà anh được tại ngoài hầu tra, anh dùng tiền anh đóng hoặc anh nhờ người tới để beo anh ra, thì cái lúc đó là người ta sẽ thả anh ra, và anh sẽ nhờ cảnh sát tới nhà anh, dẫn anh tới để lấy đồ anh ra. Anh nghe không?
Cảnh sát thì nghĩa là tòa cảnh sát sao tôi đâu có biết anh, tôi cậu cảnh sát.
I don't know how to talk to the sheriff.
Honestly, I don't know their procedures as it relates to a person that speaks Vietnamese.
Tôi cũng không biết cách nào hết, thì tôi cũng không có thể nào mà giúp đỡ anh ngoài trừ là những cái lời mà tôi giải thích cho anh thôi.
Cái cảnh sát gì để tôi nhờ có ai giúp đỡ tôi cái vụ đó. Tôi giờ kêu cảnh sát đó, cảnh sát kêu cảnh sát gì?
So what kind of police or what kind of sheriff who can help me?
You have to discuss that with the sheriff's department.
Chút vô trong cái trong tòa, anh gặp những cái người cảnh sát đó, anh nói chuyện với người cảnh sát đó, người cảnh sát đó sẽ giúp anh.
Rồi bây giờ tôi đợi tôi chờ ra tòa hay sao?
So from now on I'm waiting for my next court date.
Once you bond out, you will receive a new court date in the mail.
Khi mà anh bail out đó, khi anh được tại ngoại hầu tra đó, thì người ta sẽ gửi một cái ngày khác, một cái ngày khác để anh đi hầu tòa. Ok.
Bây giờ như là là sao? Bây giờ là tôi về tôi nhờ ai gọi dùng cái số điện thoại điện qua, nó nói là cái một chỉ số điện thoại đó gọi điện sống, người ta nói tôi biết là bữa nay tòa kêu tôi mà đeo cả 5.000 vậy, rồi bây giờ lấy cái số điện thoại đó gọi cái người đó, người đó cho tôi biết sao là hôm qua nói sao tôi hiểu rồi cái chỗ nó cho tôi biết là tôi đóng bao nhiêu rồi tôi có không, phải không?
So when I don't know what I have the phone number to call and find out how much do I pay to get out. So let me know that when somebody help me?
Yes, but that's more on the sheriff's side. He's there. They're the ones that can assist him in doing what he has to do to bond out.
Khi anh đi vô, bây giờ anh đi vô trở lại tù đi, thì những cái người cảnh sát ở trong đó người ta sẽ giúp đỡ anh.
Mình không biết anh rồi sao mà người ta giúp đỡ mình đâu biết nói gì đâu mà người ta giúp đỡ.
So I don't know how to talk to them. So how can they help me?
The same way that we're speaking here, we had to get an interpreter.
Thì khi mà vô trong đó thì có thể là những cái người ở trong tòa, những cái người cảnh sát đó sẽ giúp anh bằng một cái người thông dịch viên.
Rồi vậy bây giờ sao? Bây giờ biết là chừng nào tôi go out, chừng nào tôi mới về được?
Just he asking the same question. When can I go out?
Okay, Mr. Vo, I have answered your questions. I have other people I have to get to. The longer we sit here and talk, the longer you're gonna sit in jail.
Anh Võ, tôi còn nhiều người sau anh lắm, thành thử là anh đi vô trong đó đi, rồi những cái người ở trong đó người ta sẽ giúp đỡ anh. Tôi đã trả lời câu hỏi anh rồi, nhưng mà anh cứ hỏi lại được cũng cái câu hỏi như vậy thì tôi không biết nó làm sao, thành thử bây giờ anh đi vô lại tù đi nha.
Phải đi vô cảnh sát hỏi nè.
So I'm going to the jail now.
You're in the jail.
Anh đang ở trong tù đó, bây giờ anh vô đi.
Hỏi cảnh sát phải không?
So I can ask the sheriff here, right?
Deputy Requena, are you still there?
Yes, Your Honor.
Can you explain to the people in bonding or whomever the need to have a translator for Mr. Vo?
Trước nói với lại cái ông cảnh sát đó là ông là khi mà sẽ có người thông dịch đó nói chuyện với anh để giải thích cho anh cái cách làm sao để cho anh ra. Ok, anh về đi.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Pham.
You're welcome, Judge.
You have a good day, sir.
Same to you, sir.
Ms. Bermudez, how are you doing today?
Good morning, Judge. I'm well. How are you?
I'm doing well. We got a backup. Deputy Requena, would you bring up Mr. Aguilar, Mr. Martinez, and Mr. Sanchez? I'm sorry.
I only have Mr. Sanchez, Judge.
Okay, hold on one second. I'll because there's Mr. Martinez, we may not even need to address him, but Mr. Aguilar and Mr. Martinez were continued from yesterday.
Okay.
So you probably don't see it if you have just a regular sheet, because there's a special sheet that they're on.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
I guess that's the reason.
I'm sorry, Deja. Good morning.
Good morning.
I have Mr. Martinez was going to be continued, but I was on the call with Judge Knight, and we did Mr. Martinez.
That's what Deputy Requena said. But he wrote on the bond sheet, bond order, he still has continued on it or continue on it.
Well, that's because we were going to continue him, and Requena, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think Martinez wanted to be heard.
That's correct.
No, I understand all of that. The reason I think we have it is because the bond order that I have from yesterday says continue on it.
Yeah,
It was never changed. It was never changed.
Yeah, he should have, because we did do him, but I guess you can do him again.
No, I just wanted to, because it said continued on it and I got it, I just wanted to make certain. Deputy Requena told me, but I didn't want this to be a situation where it just falls through the cracks. Because
no, I have written down that he had a $5,000 bond. His preliminary hearing is May 10th at 8:30.
No, Ms. Mayor, I have all of that. All I'm saying is that on the bond order that I have from yesterday, on the front of the bond order, it says continue.
Okay.
You know how Judge Knight writes on it, continue? Like Aguilar says continue to 4/18/2022. Martinez has just continue on it.
Okay.
So I'll take that representation. Mr. Martinez can go back, but I guess his bond order is not in the system since it came back. Okay, so we'll just deal with Mr. Sanchez and Mr. Aguilar. Mr. Aguilar, Ms. Bermudez is charged with offensive battery. His warrant number is 2022 WA 06631.
Your Honor, Aguilar is going to be on the female side.
Oh, okay. Can we bring up Aguilar on the female side?
She's present, Your Honor.
Okay. And we have Sanchez.
Yes.
Mr. Sanchez and Miss Aguilar. First with Mr. Sanchez. Can you hear and understand the interpreter?
Señor Sánchez y señorita Aguilar. Primero con el señor Sánchez. Señor Sánchez, ¿puede usted escuchar y entender a la intérprete?
Sí.
Yes.
Miss Aguilar, can you hear and understand the interpreter?
Señorita Aguilar, ¿puede usted escuchar y entender a la intérprete? Yes.
Miss Aguilar, you're charged with 1 count of battery.
Señorita Aguilar, a usted se le acusa de un cargo de agresión corporal.
You're going to have a $5,000 bond.
Usted va a tener una fianza de $5,000.
You're going to have a preliminary hearing date set for May 10th at 8:30 in the morning.
Usted va a tener una audiencia preliminar programada para el día 10 de mayo a las 8:30 de la mañana.
Mr. Sanchez, you're charged with 1 count of DUI.
Señor Sánchez, a usted se le acusa de un cargo de manejar bajo estado de embriaguez.
Your bond is going to be set at $5,000 for that offense.
Su fianza por este delito va a ser de $5,000.
You have 1 count of driving a vehicle without a license.
Usted tiene un cargo de manejar un vehículo sin licencia de conducir.
Bond is going to be set at $1,000 for that offense.
Por ese delito su fianza va a ser de $1,000.
You're charged with 1 count of an open container violation.
Usted tiene un cargo de tener un envase alcohólico abierto.
Bond is set at $500.
Su fianza va a ser de $500.
You're charged with 1 count of following too close.
Tiene un cargo de seguir otro vehículo muy de cerca.
Bond is set at $500 also.
Y su fianza también va a ser de $500.
Your total bond is going to be $7,000.
Su fianza total va a ser de $7,000.
Your preliminary hearing date is also going to be set for May 10th at 8:30 in the morning.
Su audiencia preliminar también va a estar fija para el día 10 de mayo a las 8:30 de la mañana
In courtroom 201.
en la sala 201.
Mr. Sanchez, do you want me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Señor Sánchez, ¿quiere usted que yo vea si usted califica para nombrarle un abogado de oficio?
Está bien, yo quería pagar, ¿cómo se pagaría?
That's fine. I would like to pay. How can I pay?
Okay. Do you want me to appoint a lawyer to represent you? Yes or no?
Ok. ¿Quiere usted que yo le nombre un abogado para que lo represente? ¿Sí o no?
Sí.
Yes.
Are you currently working?
Actualmente, ¿está usted trabajando?
Sí.
Yes.
Approximately how much do you make per hour?
Aproximadamente, ¿cuánto gana usted por hora?
$20.
$20.
I'm going to find that you qualify. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you.
Yo voy a encontrar que usted sí califica y le voy a nombrar un abogado para que lo represente.
Miss Aguilar, would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Señorita Aguilar, ¿quiere usted que yo vea si usted califica para que se le nombre un abogado de oficio?
Sí.
Yes.
Are you currently working, ma'am?
Actualmente, ¿está usted trabajando, señorita?
No.
No.
I'm going to find that you qualify. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you.
Yo voy a encontrar que usted sí califica y le voy a nombrar un abogado para que la represente.
Now, I need the both of you to listen, and I will allow either one of you, if you have questions at the end, to ask a question, okay?
Ok, ahora yo necesito que ustedes dos escuchen y yo les voy a permitir a ustedes dos que si tienen alguna pregunta la hagan al final. ¿Está bien?
Sí.
Yes.
This is your first appearance hearing before the Magistrate Court of Clayton County.
Esta es su comparecencia inicial ante el Tribunal de Primera Instancia del Condado de Clayton.
My name is Brad Gardner, and I'm a judge in this court.
Mi nombre es Brad Gardner y yo soy un juez en este tribunal.
I'm not here to have a trial of your case or to have you enter a guilty plea in this case.
Yo no estoy acá para tener un juicio en su caso o para aceptar una declaración de culpabilidad en este caso.
In addition to the information I just gave you, I also have to inform you of certain rights.
Adicionalmente a la información que yo le acabo de dar, yo también tengo que informarles de cuáles son sus derechos.
You both have the right to the presumption of innocence,
Ustedes dos tienen el derecho a la presunción de inocencia,
to accusation, to indictment or accusation for misdemeanors,
a que se le formule una acusación por delitos menores,
to a speedy and public trial by jury,
de tener un juicio público rápido y por jurado,
to see, hear, and question witnesses who are called to testify against you,
de ver, escuchar y contrainterrogar a los testigos que sean citados a testificar en su contra,
to compel the attendance of witnesses to testify on your behalf,
de exigir la asistencia de testigos para que testifiquen a su favor,
to testify on your own behalf or offer evidence in your own defense,
de testificar a su favor o presentar pruebas para ser usadas en su defensa,
to have an attorney represent you,
de tener un abogado para que lo represente,
and I've appointed an attorney to represent for each of you to have an attorney.
y yo le he nombrado un abogado a cada uno de ustedes para que lo represente.
Ms. Aguilera, you're going to have a special condition on your bond.
Señorita Aguilera, usted va a tener una condición especial en su fianza.
You're going to be ordered to stay away from Salgado, Honduras.
A usted se le va a ordenar que se mantenga alejada de Salgado, Honduras.
You're going to also be ordered to stay away from 7944 Kendrick Estates Court.
También se le va a ordenar que se mantenga alejada de la 7944 Kendrick, did you say Kendrick State Court, Judge?
Kendrick Estates Court.
Kendrick Estates Court.
If you violate these stay away provisions, you could face additional felony charges.
Si usted infringe la orden de alejamiento, a usted se le podría imputar cargos adicionales por delitos graves.
You could also have your bond revoked and remain in jail until your trial.
Y también se le podría revocar su fianza y usted tendría que permanecer encarcelada hasta que su caso vaya a juicio.
Do you understand this stay away provision?
¿Entiende usted la orden de alejamiento?
Sí.
Yes.
Now, Ms. Aguilera, I thought I saw you raise your hand. Do you have a question?
Señorita Aguilera, yo vi que usted levantó su mano. ¿Tiene usted alguna pregunta?
Sí.
Yes.
What's your question?
¿Cuál es su pregunta?
Quisiera saber si para poder salir cuánto tengo que pagar.
I would like to know, for me to be able to get out, how much do I need to pay?
Your bond is set at $5,000.
Su fianza está fija a $5,000.
If you go through a bonding company, the bonding company normally charges a fee.
Si usted usa una compañía de fianzas, la compañía de fianzas normalmente le cobra una tarifa.
And the fee is generally between 10 and 12% of the bond amount.
Y la tarifa es generalmente entre el 10 y el 12% de la cantidad de su fianza.
But you would have to discuss that with the bonding companies to learn exactly how much they will charge you.
Pero usted tendría que hablar directamente con la compañía de fianzas para ver cuánto ellos le cobran.
Any other questions?
¿Alguna otra pregunta?
Mientras no pague ese dinero no puedo salir.
And if I don't pay those monies, I'm not going to be able to get out.
No.
No.
Mr. Sanchez, I saw you raise your hand. What's your question?
Señor Sánchez, yo vi que usted levantó su mano. ¿Cuál es su pregunta?
¿Cuándo puedo pagar esa fianza para salir?
When can I pay the bond to be able to get out?
You will be able to get out today.
Usted va a poder salir en el día de hoy.
Ok, está bien.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay, the two of you can go back if there's no other questions.
Si no tiene ninguna otra pregunta, los dos se pueden retirar. The interpreter didn't get that, Judge.
No,
was breaking up.
he was buffering. Mr. Sanchez, would you repeat that?
Señor Sánchez, ¿podría usted repetir?
¿Cuándo sería la última corte? ¿El 10 de mayo?
Repitan de nuevo.
¿La corte va a ser el 10 de mayo?
When is my next court date going to be? On May the 10th?
No, if you bond out, you will receive a new court date.
No, si usted sale bajo fianza, usted recibiría un nuevo citatorio.
Your
Okay.
case would be transferred to a new judge.
Porque su caso sería transferido a un nuevo juez.
Ok, está bien.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay, the two of you can be excused.
Okay, los dos se pueden retirar.
Thank you, Ms. Bermudez. Have a good day.
You're welcome, Judge. You do as well.
All right. Okay, let's get started with everyone else.
Do you see my note?
I'm sending you a response.
Okay.
Ooh, it's almost noon. Okay, good morning, everyone. This is your first appearance here before the Magistrate Court of Clayton County. My name is Brad Gardner, and I'm a judge in this court. I'm here to inform you of the charges that have been filed against you, to advise you of certain rights, to set bail on those offenses that I'm authorized to set bail, to schedule a preliminary hearing, and to determine whether you require the assistance of an attorney. You have the right to remain silent and say nothing, but should you give up this right, anything you say during this proceeding may be used against you. So please don't discuss the facts of your case. During this and all other proceedings, you have the following rights: to the presumption of innocence, to indictment by a grand jury for most felonies or by accusation for misdemeanors, to a speedy and public trial by jury, to see, hear, and question witnesses who are called to testify against you, to compel the attendance of witnesses to testify on your own behalf, to testify on your own behalf or offer evidence in your own defense, and to have an attorney represent you. If you cannot afford an attorney, one can be appointed to represent you if you qualify. Some of you will be allowed to post unrestricted bonds for your release from jail. These bonds may be posted by cash, commercial, or property. Some of you will have special conditions on your bond that prohibit you from contacting certain people or going to certain places. You will also be prohibited from contacting the victim while you are in jail. If you violate the court's order, your bond will be revoked and you can remain in jail until your trial. You could also receive additional felony charges. It is important to note that if someone is listed as a victim in your case, that person will not be allowed to post your bond. Some of you are charged with offenses for which this court is not authorized by law to set bail. In this event, a bond hearing will be scheduled before a judge of the Superior Court of Clayton County, and you will be informed of that date. If you are currently on active probation, this court is not authorized to set bond at this time. Where the bond is appropriate in your case will be reconsidered after your probation officer has had an opportunity to consider this new arrest. The purpose of a preliminary hearing is to determine whether there is sufficient evidence to support the allegations against you. The standard at this stage is very low. A judge determining whether a charge goes forward at this stage only has to determine that it is possible that the crime occurred. Everyone has the ability to waive their right to a preliminary hearing. However, you should speak to a lawyer first if you are unsure about whether it is appropriate to waive your preliminary hearing. If you post bond, your preliminary hearing is automatically waived. You will receive notice at the address you give of your next court date. Finally, would everyone please raise your right hand for me, please? Do you swear or affirm any statements you make during this proceeding shall be the truth, the whole truth, so help you God? Okay, let's start on the ladies' side with Ms. Coakley.
Yeah, you're gonna be last. I'm sorry.
Ms. Coakley, ma'am, you're charged with several driving related offenses. You're charged with one count of stopping or failing to yield at a stop sign. The bond is going to be set at $500 for that offense. One count of driving on a suspended license. Bond is going to be set at $1,500. One count of driving a vehicle with no insurance. Bond is going to be set at $1,000. And one count of driving on a expired or invalid tag. Bond is going to be set at $500. So you're going to have a total bond set at $3,500. Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for May 10th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll receive a new court date in the mail. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer? I'm going to find that you qualify, ma'am. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions for me?
No, not right. Do we have a bond? No signature bond? No. No, not at this time.
Okay, you're free to go back, ma'am. Ms. Cook.
You free to go?
Ms. Cook, I see that you said that you have a lawyer. Were you planning on your lawyer being here today?
No.
Okay. Ma'am, you're charged with one count of driving under the influence of alcohol. Bond is going to be set at $5,000 for that offense. And one count of improper lane change. Bond is going to be set at $500. So your total bond is going to be $5,500. You're going to have a preliminary hearing date set for May 10th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Do you have any questions for me, ma'am?
No.
Okay, you're free to go back. Ms. Foster. Ms. Foster, you're charged with one count of criminal trespass. I am dismissing this charge. But you should learn to govern yourself in a better manner.
Okay.
Okay. Once the jail get this paperwork, you will be released.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Miss Jackson. Miss Jackson, ma'am, you're charged with one count of cruelty to children in the 3rd degree. I have dismissed that charge. You're charged with one count of disorderly conduct. Bond is going to be set at $1,500 for that offense. I am placing a stay away provision on your bond to stay away from a Dontavius Williams. He's going to have the same stay away condition placed on his bond. Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for May 10th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Mm-hmm.
You do qualify, ma'am. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions of me?
No, sir.
Okay, ma'am, you're free to go back.
Okay, thank you.
Miss Joasson? Okay, thank you. Miss Thomas. Miss Thomas, ma'am, you're charged with 3 driving-related offenses and 2 drug-related offenses. You're charged with one count of driving a vehicle on expired or invalid tag. Bond is going to be set at $500 for that offense. One count of driving a vehicle with no insurance. Bond is going to be set at $1,000. One count of driving on a learner's permit or in violation of a learner's permit. Bond is going to be set at $500. One count of possession of marijuana less than an ounce is a misdemeanor. Bond is going to be set at $1,500, and one count of use or possession of drug-related objects. Bond is also going to be set at $1,500. So your total bond is going to be set at $5,000. Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for May 15th. Jesus, I'm getting all of it wrong. May 10th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll receive a new court date in the mail. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes.
You do qualify, ma'am. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions of me?
Yeah, I had just bought that truck on the 15th, and the lady that we got it from, we called when I got arrested. She says she's willing to do anything that she can to get me out and state that she had every right to sell that truck. And she said the reason why it's saying for insurance is coming invalid is because she just took that off, her insurance off the truck. And I have on my phone where I have insurance in my name on the truck.
Okay.
And then as far as my license goes, that.
Oh, ma'am. You are presumed innocent here. I've appointed a lawyer to represent you. I don't want you to discuss the facts of the case to the extent that you may say something that the lawyer could possibly get everything dismissed, but you say something that could count as an admission. So at this stage, I would do my best to go ahead and get myself out of jail, get the information that you need. Did you have that? Well, I'm not going to ask. Generally, it's a good idea when you purchase a vehicle to keep a bill of sale or whatever until you get all of your new stuff. Okay. Mm-hmm. Any other questions? Okay, you're free to go back now. Miss Walker. Ma'am, you're charged with 3 driving related offenses. The first is a red light violation. Bond is set at $500 for that offense. The second is driving on an expired license plate or decal. Bond is also set at $500. And finally, driving a vehicle without a valid license. Bond is set at $1,000. So you're going to have a total bond set at $2,000. Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for May 10th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
It says that you are working. How much do you make per hour?
I recently just started my job. I was going to work last night. $15.50.
Okay. You do qualify, ma'am. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any other questions for me?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Why am I being charged for the red light? Because it was green. You know it was green.
Okay.
And then
ma'am, you asked a question. Do you want the answer? Yes or no? Okay. According to the warrant, it says that you were driving a 2011 black Honda Civic on Anvil Block Road and that you ran the red light at Anvil Block Road and Grant Road. It says you crossed the solid white line at the intersection while the light was red and continued eastbound on Anvil Block towards South Park Boulevard. After running a tag on GCIC, I learned that the tag was expired as of 4/12/22. I then asked the driver for her driver's license, and she said that she did not have it on her. I then ran her name and date of birth on GCIC and learned that she was unlicensed. The driver admitted to not having a valid driver's license. She said that she just has an ID card out of Mississippi. The following offenses occurred in Clayton County, Georgia. So that's why you're charged with what you're charged with. Doesn't mean you're guilty, but that's why you're charged. Any other questions?
No, sir.
Thank you. Okay, Ms. Burton.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning, Ms. Burton. You're here on a slightly different issue.
Yeah.
All of the same rights and privileges apply that I discussed earlier. But your specific condition is that you're alleged to be a fugitive out of the state of Maryland. It says Baltimore City Police Department says they have warrants for you for burglary in the first degree and burglary in the third degree, and that they have indicated that they will seek your extradition. So, first of all, has anybody explained this process to you?
Kind of, but I was like woken up out of my sleep. So.
Okay. So, the state of Georgia and Clayton County in particular has no interest in your charges, whether you're guilty or innocent. We're just holding you because a warrant, you're showing to have a warrant for your arrest. And when they were contacted in Baltimore City, they said they were going to come and get you. So once that happened, we have a duty to hold you for at least 30 days, possibly 60 days. And that 30 to 60 day window can either start today or it can start after what's called a habeas hearing or extradition hearing. The habeas or extradition hearing is a hearing that if you believe you're not the person named in the warrant, or you believe that these warrants are invalid, you have a right to challenge it. And if you say, look, I want to challenge that, sometime between now and the next 90 days, there'll be a hearing to determine whether you are the person named in the warrant and whether the warrants are valid. We don't discuss the facts of your case. We don't even touch the facts of your case. The only thing that we're trying to make certain is that there is a warrant for your arrest and you are the person named in the warrant. That's all that hearing determines. If at the end of that hearing, the judge determines that you are the person named and that the warrant exists, that 30 to 60 day window that I discussed then begins to run after that fact. Okay. Now, if you believe that you are the person named in the warrant and you believe that the warrant may be valid, you can waive that first hearing. If you waive that first hearing, the 30 to 60 day clock will begin running today. Is that making sense to you?
Yeah, I'm the person that would like to do that.
I'm sorry, you said you were.
I said, yes, I'm the person. I don't want to go to court and go against it. I'm who they want.
Okay. So the deputy should have what are called waiver documents, and all you're doing is waiving that hearing. You're not admitting to guilt or anything. You signed, I think it'll be 7 copies. You sign those copies, they send it to me, I sign it, and then that clock begins to run today. If Baltimore City, for some other reason, decides that they're not going to come and get you, the sheriff's department at the end of that 30-day period will contact them. And if they say, well, hey, we don't want her, or we're not going to come and get her, you will be released out the front door. But the warrants will still be valid. So you can get stopped 5 minutes after being released from the court, from the jail, and you encounter a law enforcement officer and that clock starts to run all over again. So in any event, I encourage you to hire a lawyer up in Baltimore City to deal with this. And that lawyer, the sooner you hire a lawyer, because of traveling and that kind of stuff, I've seen a lot of jurisdictions where if your lawyer is able to speak to the people up there, they may decide that they're going to waive it. Or they may say, we've been looking for her for 10 years and we're not waiving nothing. So I don't know, but it's worth to have a lawyer look into it, okay? All right, ma'am. Once she signs the waiver documents, she'll be free to go back. That's all I have for the females. Did I miss anybody?
Can
Yes,
I-
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
In the paperwork, the fugitive guy last night, he said that the home detention unit, do you see that in your paperwork that they wanted me? Because I was confused. Like, I don't know what time he woke me up, but I remember him
Okay.
saying.
So it says Baltimore City Police Department. The date of the warrant, it looks like it was issued March 6th of 2017.
Yeah.
So that's all it says. But the fugitive person would have more information.
Got you.
Okay.
Thank
You're welcome. Let's switch over to the male side. Let's begin with Mr. Brown.
All right, yeah.
Mr. Brown, sir, you're charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. Bond is going to be denied on that offense. You're also charged with criminal damage to property. That's a misdemeanor. Bond is going to be set at $3,000. You're charged with battery. Bond is going to be set at $5,000. And you're also charged with criminal trespass. Bond is going to be set at $3,000. There's going to be a stay away provision on this bond to stay away from a Joanne Saint Juste, Juste. Do you understand the stay away provision, sir?
Yeah.
Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for May 9th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. You're going to also have a bond hearing date set for May 13th at 8:30 in the morning.
I didn't get that. Could you try again?
Sorry, that's Siri's talking to me. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yeah, but I have a question too.
All right, we'll get to that. I'm going to find that you qualify. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. What's your question, sir?
All right. So if the officer of the case or whatever, if he passed away, how do I go about the?
You need to speak to your lawyer about that.
And then the Joanne girl, like, we don't try to go to the courthouse together and get the charges dropped, but they said that the officer had died. So we've been trying to handle this little warrant and everything. So I'm trying to figure out how I can go ahead and get this over with.
Okay. So you have, just so you know, and I'm sure you know, but you're charged with criminal trespass on April 17th involving the same victim.
It's always,
Sir.
Sorry, I apologize. Go ahead.
These other warrants were issued, let's see, on, what's that, February 19th of 2022. I don't know the state of their evidence, okay? That's why you need to talk to your lawyer about this, because your lawyer is supposed to know. There are sometimes hearsay exceptions. So, or they may be able to prove it in a different way. There may be body cam. I have no idea.
You said I have criminal damage too?
Yes.
And that was for yesterday?
Yes.
With my property, it was the 6071.
Sir, when the criminal trespass allegation is that you and your girlfriend got into an argument, that during the argument you pushed the door in and broke the door frame, and that the door frame would cost less than $500 to fix. That says you admitted to damaging the door frame to get access into the alleged victim's bedroom.
She didn't stay there. It wasn't her bedroom.
Sir, don't talk about the facts of your case.
All right.
This is being recorded. I'm trying to help you. This is being recorded.
Yeah.
Okay. Don't just talk to your lawyer.
Just trying to figure it out. You right. I'll talk to my lawyer.
Thank you. You're free to go back.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. Mr. Rodriguez Brown. Sir, you're charged with one count of driving on a suspended license. This is a misdemeanor offense. Bond is going to be set at $1,500. You're going to have a preliminary hearing date set for May 10th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Do you want me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes.
About how much do you make per hour?
About 15.
Okay, you do qualify, sir. Going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions of me?
No.
Okay, you're free to go back.
All right.
Burrows, come on up.
But I'm sorry, somebody call me. Can you tell me what Rodriguez Brown bond once again, please?
$1,500.
Misdemeanor?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Sorry about that.
No problem. Mr. Burrows, do you know what you're charged with, sir? I'm sorry?
No.
You're charged with one count of malice murder. Bond is going to be denied because I can't set bond for that here. You're charged with one count of aggravated assault. Bond is also going to be denied. One count of possession of firearm during the commission of a crime. Bond is going to be denied on that offense. And one count of possession of firearm by a convicted felon. Bond is also going to be denied. You're going to have a preliminary hearing date set for May 9th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. Your bond hearing is going to have to be heard before one of the sitting Superior Court judges. So that date will be forwarded to you. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You do qualify, sir. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions of me?
No, sir.
Okay, you're free to go back.
Ellis.
Mr. Ellis, sir, you're charged with one count of terroristic threats or acts, and it is being charged as a misdemeanor. Bond is going to be set at $3,000. You're going to have a preliminary hearing date set for May 10th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. I cannot put a stay away provision on this because they did not name your girlfriend. However, the allegation is that these threats occurred within the officer's presence.
Right.
Hold on 1 second. Hold on. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Sure.
All right, you do qualify, sir. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Now, what was your question?
And my question was, I was trying to get an understanding exactly what that kind of charge meant. And I mean, I guess you just already explained to you. And you're right to the
Hold on. I can take one question at a time.
Okay.
Believe me, you'll get to ask whatever question.
Okay.
All right. So the allegation is that there was a verbal dispute between you and your live-in girlfriend. Somehow the police were called. And while the police were there, it said that somehow they believed that you were upset because your girlfriend wasn't going to get arrested, and that you were saying to her that first it says that you said when they leave, you're going to beat her ass. And then it says you continue to make threats to beat her ass and to fuck her up in front of law enforcement. So terroristic threat is a threat to do some kind of harm to someone. It could also, and that's a misdemeanor. If you threaten to kill someone, that could be a felony.
Understood.
Okay. Any other questions?
No, sir.
Okay, you're free to go back.
All right.
Mr. Gates. Mr. Gates, sir, you're charged with 1 count of criminal trespass. Bond is going to be set at $1,000. Do you believe you can post that bond?
Yes, sir.
Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for May 10th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. That date will get waived upon your bonding out and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
You do qualify. Going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions for me, sir?
Yeah, I didn't even know I had a criminal trespass. I mean, I've been here ever since 4 years ago, but I ain't never, officer never cited me no citation for it. That's what I don't understand.
Well, see, the thing you have to realize is that they write this stuff down. So it says that you were told not to return back to that property, and you were told that on July 11th of 2018 by Officer Baker.
Yeah, then nobody, no, he didn't nobody tell me. He didn't tell me that though.
Okay, so speak to your lawyer, because the allegation that they have, and they will have a record of it, is that on July 11th of 2018, you were told not to return to that location by Officer Baker.
All right.
Okay, you're free to go back, sir.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome, Mr. Howell.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. Mr. Howell, sir, you're charged with 1 count of simple assault and 1 count of terroristic threats. These are both misdemeanor offenses. I'm going to set the bond at $2,500 for the simple assault and $2,500 for the terroristic threats, for a total bond of $5,000. There's going to be a stay away provision on this bond, a stay away from a Khalil Willis. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for May 10th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. That date will get waived upon your bonding out and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
You say yes?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you do qualify, sir. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions of me?
No, sir.
Okay, you're free to go back. Mr. Jenkins. Good afternoon, Mr. Jenkins. Do you know what you're charged with, sir?
Yes, I do know the accusations.
I cannot set bond on these charges at this time. I'm actually not allowed to set bond for this offense. Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for May 9th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. You're going to have a bond hearing date set for May 13th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. Do you want me to see if you qualify for the appointment of lawyer?
Yes, I do.
You do qualify, sir. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions for me?
No, I don't.
Okay, you're free to go back. Mr. Jones, sir, you're charged with 1 count of criminal trespass. This is a misdemeanor offense. Bond is going to be set at $1,000. You're going to have a preliminary hearing date set for May 10th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. That date will get waived upon your bonding out and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
Are you currently working?
Yes, sir.
About how much do you make per hour?
What I say I have at least I think it's like $8 an hour, right? I tried working.
Mr. Jones, it's a simple process. You make $8 an hour, you do qualify.
Of course, yes. Yes, sir.
Do you have any questions of me?
Would I be can the judge help me get a job? or whatever. I've been told before. I think like
Speak to your lawyer about that, because I'm not an employment agency.
okay, go outside.
Okay, all right, you're free to go back, sir. Mr. I have Mr. Robinson. Now, Mr. Robinson. Okay.
Yes, sir.
My understanding is that you appeared yesterday. Is that true?
Yes, sir.
But there was a charge that was left off.
Oh, I don't know. I don't think so.
Okay. Give me 1 second. Well, actually, let's put Mr. Robinson at the end because I didn't get a warrant from him and I tried to look him up from yesterday's paperwork and I didn't see him on yesterday's paperwork. So I'm going to have to do some digging, but I'm going to do it right in front of you. Okay. So we can get this cleared up. Okay. Mr. Roney.
And which one is this, Judge, so I can help you look? Is Jeffrey Robinson?
Jeffrey Robinson, 2022 CW 50758.
50758. Okay. All right, I'll look too.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Roney, sir, you're charged with a number of driving related offenses. Failure to stop at a stop sign, bond is set at $500. Driving a vehicle with the tag concealed or concealing the identity of the tag, bond is set at $500. Driving on a suspended license, bond is set at $1,500. Driving a vehicle with no insurance, bond is set at $1,000. Driving a vehicle, hold on 1 second. Okay, I'm sorry about that. It says driving a vehicle with an expired or invalid tag, bond is set at $500. Identity fraud with the claim that you gave them a driver's license with somebody else's name on it, that's a felony offense. Bond is going to be set at $3,000. Giving a false name, address, or date of birth, bond is set at $1,500. Use or possession of drug-related objects, bond is set at $1,500. And possession of marijuana less than an ounce, bond is set at $1,500. And I dismiss the obstructing an officer charge. So you're gonna have, looks like a total bond of 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, looks like $11,500. Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for May 9th because of the felony offense at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. That date will get waived upon your bonding out and you'll get a new court date in the mail. You did not fill a form out. Do you want me to see if, I'm sorry, that was Mr. Robinson. You refused to fill out the form. So you're going to hire your own lawyer?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do you have any questions of me, Mr. Roney?
No, sir. Thank you.
Okay. You're welcome. You're free to go back. Mr. Cersei.
How you doing, my brother?
I'm doing well. Mr. Cersei, you're charged with one count of driving on this, one count of driving under the influence of alcohol, that's a misdemeanor. Bond is set at $500, and one count of making an improper left turn. Bond is set at $500. So your total bond is going to be $5,500. Both of these are misdemeanor offenses. So your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for May 10th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. And do you plan also on hiring your own lawyer?
Yes, I do. Yeah.
Okay. Do you have any questions for me?
Nope.
Okay, sir, you're free to go back.
Appreciate it.
Mr. Stennis.
How you doing today, sir?
I'm doing well. Mr. Stennis, you're charged with 1 count of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. I set the bond at $20,000 for that offense. 1 count of criminal damage to property in the first degree. That's also a felony offense. Bond is set at $5,000. And 1 count of cruelty to children in the third degree. Bond is set at $5,000. So that's going to be a total bond of $30,000. There's going to be a stay away provision on this bond to stay away from a Nancy Stennis. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for May 9th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. That date will get waived upon your bonding out and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Do you want me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes.
Okay, you do qualify, sir. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions of me?
I want to make a statement, not involving the case, but I'm trying to, why is it so high? So like, I don't know if I can afford that. I live alone. I don't like it. If I get stuck in here, I'm gonna wind up jobless and homeless when this is all situated.
I came close to denying your bond. The allegation is that you took a grill with hot coals in it and poured it into your wife's car while she was sitting in the car.
Sir, but that's an allegation. That's not the truth.
That's why you have a bond set based on the allegation. Right? That's why you don't show up and I'd sentence you to 5 years in prison today because you're presumed innocent. But I do have to look at the allegations and I have to take the allegation as being, could be true. And if it's true, what's the appropriate bond for someone who would throw hot coals into a car where his wife is sitting? That's what I have to, how I have to think.
I understand, but how do I do that with a hot grill? How do I do that?
Sir, this person went to Judge West on March 16, 2022. Officer Evan Bowling of the Clayton County Police Department and swore out that these facts are true to the best of his knowledge. So that's why we appoint lawyers, so that you can have these discussions with your lawyer. Okay. And your lawyer can come to court and your lawyer can then advocate on your behalf.
Right. And when you say this person, you say the officer said that, or you saying referring to Nancy? You said this person.
The officer would have had to receive it from a complaining witness, which in my opinion, it would have been Ms. Stennis.
All right.
Okay. Any other questions?
I just need to repeat the bond number, the total number.
30,000.
All right.
Okay. Free to go back. Mr. Tonner. Sir, you're charged with 1 count of driving under the influence of alcohol. Bond is set at $5,000, and 1 count of an open container violation. Bond is set at $500. You're gonna have a total bond of $5,500. Your preliminary hearing date, because both of these are misdemeanors, is going to be set for May 10th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm going to find that you do qualify. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions for me?
No, not at this time.
Okay, sir, you're free to go back.
Thank you.
Mr. Wallace? Mr. Wallace, so you're charged with 1 count of driving on a suspended license, bond is set at $1,500. 1 count of failing to stop or yield at a stop sign, bond is set at $500. And 1 count of not changing the address on your license after 30 days, or living here in Georgia for more than 30 days without changing your license. That's also a misdemeanor. Bond is set at $500. So your total bond is going to be set at $2,500. Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for May 10th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes.
All right. Are you currently working, sir?
No, I'm a student.
You're a full-time student?
Sorry.
Where?
NC State University. I'm here. I'm not living here. I'm actually visiting my mother. I have a North Carolina driver's license. I didn't know it was suspended. So
Hold on. So it says here that you told the officer that you moved here from North Carolina 3 months ago.
No. I told him I was visiting.
Okay, so you need to speak to a lawyer. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. You need to speak to a lawyer. This is not the time for me to make the determination as to whether you're a resident or a student. But if you can show that you're currently enrolled, the license charge should go away. The driving or not changing your address. But based upon what the officer has written, he said that you told him you've been living here for 3 months. Any other questions?
No, sir.
Okay, you're free to go back. Mr. Washington. Mr. Washington, good morning or good afternoon. Sir, you're charged with 1 count of battery. Bond is going to be set at $5,000. 1 count of criminal trespass. Bond is going to be set at $3,000. And 1 count of cruelty to children in the 3rd degree. Bond is also going to be set at $3,000. So that's a total bond of $8,000. There's going to be a stay away provision on this bond to stay away from a Nicole Torrance. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for May 10th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. That date will get waived upon your bonding out and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'm going to find that you qualify, sir. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions of me?
Yes, sir. I'm the only one here from Alabama. I have no family. I have no one actually to really come bond me out. If I don't have anyone else to reach out to contact, how could I let my family know, or is it any way that she can let them know for me? But most importantly, what do I do as far as my possessions if I do make bail, because that is my house?
Okay, so you'll have to make an arrangement with the sheriff's department in order for you to go and obtain the items that you need. Let me see, hold on 1 second. So, do you and Miss Torrance live together?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes,
Okay,
sir.
so as long as she is living there, you're gonna have to make arrangements with the sheriff's department to remove your items that you need for daily living until this case is resolved. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I have well, really just one more question. The two, if I'm not mistaken, you said my charges for aggravated assault, cruelty.
No. Battery, criminal trespass, and cruelty to children in the 3rd degree. These are all misdemeanor offenses.
The last two, sir, those the only two I have questions about.
The criminal trespass is based upon the allegation that you took her phone and broke her phone.
No, sir.
I said the allegation. I didn't say you did it, but that's where the criminal trespass charge comes from.
Yes, sir.
And the cruelty to children in the third degree is that they said that you punched her in the lip, causing her lip to bleed, and this act occurred in front of your child.
Don't
discuss the facts. These are the allegations. I've appointed a lawyer. Talk to your lawyer about the facts of your case.
Yes, sir.
Okay, you're free to go back. Mr. Dontravius Williams.
Dontavius.
Mr. Williams, sir, you're charged with cruelty to children in the third degree. And just like I did with Ms. Jackson, I'm dismissing that charge.
Thank you.
You're also charged with disorderly conduct. Bond is going to be set at $1,500. That's a misdemeanor. There's going to be a stay away provision, just like I put on you to stay away from her. I put on this for her to stay away. I'm sorry, I said that backwards. For her to stay away from you, you're going to also have a stay away provision where you're to stay away from her. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir. I was supposed to be moving in my new spot today.
Okay. Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for May 10th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
You do qualify, Mr. Williams. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions of me?
No, sir. Just need to use phone.
Okay. They will allow you to use the phone after this hearing.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, sir, you're free to go.
All right, thanks.
You're welcome. Mr. Stanton Williams.
Afternoon, Your Honor. It will be Stanton Williams.
Antoine, thank you, sir. Mr. Williams, you have similar charges, but they're all on different dates, it would appear. So you're charged with criminal trespass and warrant number 2021 CW 50520. And the bond is going to be the same for all these offenses. It's going to be $5,000 apiece. And this incident allegedly occurred on July 27th of 2021. There's going to be a stay away provision on these bonds, also to stay away from a Tremaine McCommons. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
So you're charged in warrant number 2021 CW 53821. This incident allegedly occurred on August 4th of 2021, again involving Ms. McCommons as a victim. Bond is going to be set at $5,000 for that offense. You're charged in warrant number 2021 CW 53564 with committing the offense of criminal trespass, damage to property. And that incident allegedly occurred on July 24th of 2021 also. And bond is set at $5,000. And finally, you're charged in warrant number 2022 CW 50088 with committing the offense of criminal trespass, damage to property. I'm sorry, this is written as a felony. And this incident allegedly occurred on January 6th of this year. So there's 3 different days. For the felony offense, you're going to have a preliminary hearing date set for May 9th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. For these misdemeanor offenses, you're going to have, and the felony offense is the criminal damage to property in the first degree. The misdemeanors are going to be set for preliminary hearing date set for May 10th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 203. because these misdemeanors and felonies occurred on different days, the felony is going to be prosecuted in the district attorney's office, and the misdemeanor is going to be prosecuted by the solicitor. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for, looks like, let's see, would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you do qualify. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions for me?
Yes, sir. How much would my bond come up to in total?
$20,000. Do you have any other questions?
No, yes, sir.
Okay.
They said I was in violation of probation. Is that correct?
Were you on probation?
That's what I'm trying to figure out, sir. I didn't never know about it.
Let's see. I didn't see an indication that you were on probation.
Well, when I had my paperwork and intake, it was a VOP on there. I'm just trying to figure out what's going on, sir.
Well, okay, Mr. Williams, because it benefits you to know, you need to know if you're on probation or not. So I'm telling you, they don't always get placed on these criminal histories. If the jail tells you that you have a VOP, you have a VOP. Okay. Is there anything else?
No, sir.
All right, you're free to go back.
Thank you.
Mr. Percy Wilson. Sir, you're charged with one count of violation of Georgia Controlled Substance Act, possession with intent to distribute marijuana. I set the bond at $10,000. You're also charged with possession of a firearm during the commission of a crime. I set the bond at $10,000. And possession of a firearm by a convicted felon. I set the bond at $10,000. That's a total bond of $30,000. Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for May 9th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. The date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. You plan on hiring your own lawyer?
Yes, sir.
Do you have any questions of me?
Only one. As far as the firearms go, by the convicted felon, those firearms wasn't on my person or retrieved off of my person.
I understand it says it was in a drawer.
No. The firearms was claimed by the person that was detained, another person that was detained at my house. I don't own firearms, sir.
Okay.
And that person did claim a firearm. It was in their possession, not mine.
Okay.
I wasn't even aware.
Okay. Do you need to speak to your lawyer about this? It says it was in the kitchen. It said it was a brown bag in the kitchen. It didn't say it was in a drawer. You need to speak to your lawyer about this. There will be body worn cameras and, that may assist you in getting that charge dropped.
Okay. Yeah.
Anything? Yes, sir.
I wasn't alerted or anything. I didn't even know until I actually got booked in that was the charge.
Okay. Anything else, Mr. Wilson?
No, sir. I just wanted to know about that charge.
Okay. You're free to go back, sir.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. Mr. Stephen Wilson.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, Mr. Wilson. You're charged with one misdemeanor offense of giving a false name, address, or date of birth to a law enforcement officer. Bond is going to be set at $2,000. I think I recall you may have 2 open warrants for your arrest. So you may get sent to wherever those warrants are pending. upon posting bond. In any event, you're going to have a preliminary hearing date set for May 10th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. That date will be waived upon your posting bond here. You refuse to sign, do you, or fill the form out, you plan on hiring your own lawyer?
I actually want to court appointed lawyer, sir.
Are you currently working?
Yes, I am.
About how much do you make per hour?
13.
Okay, you do qualify. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions for me?
Yes, sir. You said they may come get me for those traffic charges.
Yes, I have no idea because I don't work for them, so I don't make decisions for them.
Okay. So when I bond out, never mind. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Is that it?
That's it. You're free to go back.
Have a good day.
You're welcome. Miss Mary, did we find out about Mr. Robinson?
No, I sent a message to the jail, but they haven't responded.
Okay.
Robinson had first appearance, but this warrant was not on the paperwork he had yesterday.
Right.
So the question is this a new charge?
Well, sometimes the charge don't make it over. I don't have his warrant for this charge. So maybe that's why I didn't get.
What's the charge?
Violation of Georgia Controlled Substance Act, possession of a controlled substance, Schedule 1, which is a felony offense.
They had that. There was 2 counts of that already, wasn't there?
Hold on. So the way that we look at these is through warrant numbers, because you could commit the same offense allegedly 3 or 4 times. So the name of the offense in and of itself doesn't mean that it was resolved. We go by the warrants, because that's the only way that you're going to be able to bond out. Because right now it's showing that there's no bond set on this warrant. So if you were to try to bond out, you couldn't. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
All right, Judge, I'm gonna mute it and call the jail.
Okay. I'm looking back, Mr. Robinson, for your paperwork from yesterday. Yep, I see. Hold on. Miss Mary, I see his warrant. He had the warrant yesterday. But it's not on your, hold on, let me print this warrant out.
So he had the warrant yesterday, Judge?
He had the warrant.
But it wasn't on the calendar.
No, he's on the calendar.
No, I mean, he's on the calendar for yesterday, but that warrant wasn't attached to it.
Okay.
Well, I don't think he got first, I don't think he got first appearance for that warrant ending in 075.
No, hold on. I'm gonna print it out from yesterday's thing. Let's see. And I'll explain to you in a second what's going on, Mr. Robinson.
Can you please make a note that I need to get in drug court?
Hold on, I couldn't hear you because of the
I said, would you please make a note that I need to get into drug court? I need a program.
Yeah, Judge, I think, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, Mr. Robinson, you said that yesterday as well, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, he did.
Okay.
Because Judge Knights was gonna write it down on his paperwork
Okay.
that he would like to get in drug court.
I need this.
Okay.
You have the warrant, right?
I do have the warrant. I just printed it out from yesterday's paperwork.
Okay, I just want to tell Morel he doesn't have to scan it over.
Okay. I tried to look this morning, Mr. Robinson.
Judge, I can't make bond.
So, Miss Mary, I'm looking at the orders for bond and it goes from from Parks to Stinson.
I'll send you a message on the chat.
Okay. Okay, so hold on, Mr. Robinson. There's some things that I have to do now. That I have to check. I would normally be doing this early in the morning, but somehow this fell through the cracks. So I'm gonna try to do it here.
While you're working on that, I'll look through the bond paperwork, Judge, to see if
Okay,
it's on there, okay?
okay. Oh, Mr. Robinson, you have a long criminal history.
Yes, sir. Well, I said, I need a program. I've been to prison so many times and it's never done anything to rehabilitate me. And I want to stop this crazy cycle I'm in. And I think drug court would help me do that. Give me some structure, some, I don't know, some things to go by, you know?
Well, it might.
I'm 57 and I'm tired of this.
All right, Judge, so no, it is not listed on the bond paperwork from yesterday.
Okay. So with the criminal histories from yesterday, when it says part 3 of 3 or part 3, it stops midway with Mr. Robinson. It stops at cycle 38 and he has 60 cycles. And I don't see any other criminal history documents. Let's see. All right. What I'm going to do, Mr. Robinson, I'm going to deny bond on this charge. And what that is going to do is that is going to, believe it or not, bump your situation up so that, and see, I was looking, Miss Mary, to see if he was appointed a lawyer yesterday, but it's not in the paperwork, so we don't know.
Let me check. Give me 1 second.
I have his CAA.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to appoint you a lawyer, Mr. Robinson. I'm going to write those other warrant numbers down on this CAA form, and what that will tell the public defender's office is that you have these other cases, and they'll put these other cases all together. I know that they work extensively with trying to get people into programs that may assist them. But the one person that you need to understand that is most important in this process is you.
Yes, sir.
I
That's
mean,
why I'm begging for help. I know who's important. And I will succeed if somebody will help me get in.
well, Mr. Robinson, the way that I've heard it explained is that the way that people have gotten themselves off of drugs is that they understand that being a drug addict is who they are.
Mhm.
So if you know that if you know you can't swim, you're not going to jump into the middle of the ocean.
Right.
But you say, well, I can swim, I can do it. I know I can do it. And then you go out and drown.
Mhm.
So you're the person that's going to stop you from doing that. Nobody else.
Yes, sir.
And it's nobody else's responsibility. Because
Drug
you can kill yourself if you want to.
Right. Drug court gives me some accountability.
Well, hopefully that will work. So I've put the warrant numbers 2022 WA0643. Miss Mary, I think what I'm going to do is just go ahead and print these documents out from yesterday, because it doesn't appear as though it got sent over to the jail.
Okay.
And so what we're going to do is just act like yesterday never happened. Mr. Robinson, all of the information is going to be consolidated into today so that this will all stay together. And hopefully we get you on the right track.
Thank you.
Any questions for me?
No, sir. If there's any way you can help me with drug court, I would appreciate it.
So we don't do drug court out of magistrate court. Drug court goes to the next level. What your district attorney, or I'm not district attorney, your defense lawyer is going to speak with the district attorney. Based upon what you're saying, you most likely will get what they call a fast track waiver. That means you waive your preliminary hearing. In exchange for that, your case gets placed immediately into a drug court program. But your lawyer will explain all of that stuff to you.
Well, yes, sir. Just make a note that that's what I want to do.
So, Mr. Robinson, I'm going to tell you what you're doing right now. And this may be why you're having some of the issues you're having. Whose responsibility is it to get you in the drug court?
Mine, I guess.
It starts with you.
Yep.
So you have been assigned an attorney. What's the first thing you're going to talk to that attorney about?
Drug court.
See how easy this works? But when you say, Judge, just make sure you write it down, then you're going to say, well, I told the judge to write it down. And I'm telling you, I can't place you in drug court. Your lawyer can, but you have to request it.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. I'm going to do a bond order on these other offenses. I'm going to give you a bond on the misdemeanor, the two misdemeanors of drug-related objects and giving a false name, address, or date of birth to law enforcement. It was a misdemeanor, so I have to set bond. So you're going to have a $2,000 bond on that and a $1,500 bond on the possession of drug-related objects. I'm going to deny bond on the possession of meth. That's a felony.
Yes, sir.
Okay?
Yes, sir.
Any other questions?
No, sir.
All right. You're free to go back.
Thank you.
Okay, by my count, that concludes today. It's a weird day. It's a good thing this happened on Monday and not Friday.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Deputy Requena, for your assistance, and everyone else. Have a good day.
Before